Hello, everybody. It's me, Trailblazer MK, and you might be looking at the title of the video and also the thumbnail, and you wondering, what does that mean? What's with DVD? Well, here's what's wrong. What's with WWE? It's wrong. It's pretty much a toxic place to be in right now, and I try to have my own fun with it. But every time I go online, the discourse is always either toxicity or just general whining, you know? So, look at this. So, you can go on Twitter, you see a whole bunch of people complaining about the game. Whether it be bugs, complaining about the killers that we have, or the perks. And they mostly talk about the perks. They love talk about the perks. And this game is pretty bad. It keeps getting worse. Especially like I play killer. You guys know me. I'm the most killer main person there ever is. Let me tell you about why that is. I can just never play a survivor game. Now, when I try to play survivor games, I try to have fun, do generators, do a little bit of looping, which I can barely do. So it's just stupid stuff. But most of the time, whenever I play a survivor game, I have killers tunneling other survivors, camping other survivors, just to get that quick elimination. And I hate that thought process. Oh, I had to get the elimination so I could get the win. And first of all, I'm going to talk about this whole winning situation. Winning, these terms they use for winning, I hate so much. Oh, I just had to win. So I had to camp and tunnel the one baby character just so I could get the 4Ks. And I hate that thought process. Like, if you can't win by not playing like that, then you're just not pretty good at the game. And that's okay to not be good at the game. But they have it in their head that they think they're good or think they're better than what they think they are. And when they realize that they're not like that, they get mad and they go on these rants, which ends up hurting people playing the game. Like when they camp and tunnel with at the beginning, 5 gens have not been done yet. This is just, there was no reason for that. Which is why I like to play Survivor, and is why I try super hard not to camp or tunnel, just because the Survivor style I was facing are pretty good. And now here's also what I'm going to talk about. What makes this game so toxic is most of these players, they have it in their mind that if you don't get an easy victory or an easy playing, like, oh, if I'm a killer main and all the survivors don't play like they have their heads up their asses, then I'm gonna call these guys toxic, sweats, and just outright, that's not even it. So I played this game, I played against people, they're kind of sweats, and they're not sweats, they're just really freaking good at what they're doing. And to be honest, you can't get better if you just gotta keep playing against baby survivors and baby killers. And that's the mindset that they have bought themselves into. Like, oh, if I can't get an easy If I didn't get out easily, then you're just a sweat, or you're toxic, or you're cheating. And I hate that so much. Like, what happened to competition? If both sides start playing with their brains, that's supposed to be fun. Now it's, oh, if one side didn't play with, like, they have their hot dogs for fingers, then this killer is bad. Even though that killer is not bad. They just outthought you. Next up, I want to talk about perks. Now, we know about a whole bunch of perks that have been reworked and stuff. I want to talk about this perk, Dead Hard. Now, Dead Hard at the beginning was a invincible dash as soon as he was injured. So as soon as you got injured, if the killer tries to go for you again, you press your button to hit that dash, and you don't take no damage. You do a fast, invincible dash that like boosts you up like 5 steps forward, like 10 steps, I think. No type of damage, and it's very useful when you're trying to get to the next loop, or you're trying to get out before something bad happened to you. Like, I've seen survivors do that with the old Dead Hard. They like, oh, got the hit. Oh, I can't make it to this next pallet. Boom, Dead Hard right into the next loop, and you're good. Now back then, I did not like it. I mean, it's not like I had a hatred for it. It was just something I had to get used to, because I was essentially new at playing killer when that version of Dead Hard was out. The Invisible Dash Dead Hard, that was the one I had to deal with. I was like, and I heard all the thoughts of just deal with it, just bait it out. You know, it's not that bad once you bait out the Dead Hard, and that's what I did. But then a whole bunch of killer mains complained about it, so then they changed it. So now it's no longer an invisible dash, it's a slow down endurance. Meaning, you like move like 5 steps slower, but instead of it being invincible, you have endurance, which means if you get hit, it's essentially like getting hit with a Legion Deep Wound cut. So instead of just dodging the danger, you just, you know, manage to just take the hits, and it gives you an extra life. So that was that, and Killer Mains was like, oh yeah, now you survivors can't use Dead Hard, and that no brain perk. So then I realized Dead Hard is kind of easier now. Like, it's still kind of difficult if you play against someone that doesn't have hot dogs for fingers, but as soon as you actually know who has Dead Hard and who doesn't have Dead Hard, you can easily get through a game of people who uses Dead Hard. Because once you know to rate out the Dead Hard, it's not going to be as hard as it was before. Because remember, it's slowed down now. It's not the invincible dash anymore. So instead of dashing, they slow themselves down, which means if they go for the Dead Hard and you rate it out, they will still be right in front of you, like 2 steps in front of you, because they got slowed down. So now, you know, as most killer mains do, they complain about Dead Hard. Have no idea why they complain about this version of Dead Hard. This version of Dead Hard is super easy. All you got to do is be patient and not play like, you know, an idiot. But most of these killer mains don't really think like that. I don't know why when it's so easy now. Yeah, sure, you still got the people that knows how to use it, because now it actually takes skill. Remember when you guys said the old Dead Hard did not take no type of skill? Now it does, and you still got mad? What? So now they're changing it again. But this time it's only like after you get off a hook or something. I don't know, something stupid that would just make the game more killer sided. Even though there really wasn't even a side to the game. I know they have, oh, the game is killer sided, the game is survivor sided. And I just like to say, oh, it's only sided to whoever actually knows what the fuck they're doing. But now I can actually see that this game is getting more killer sided because what in the fuck was that dead hard nerf? And that's the thing with this game is with the sides, behavior is trying to get both sides nice, but also behavior doesn't know how to balance things out. Like every time there's remember the old patch, the one that changed dead hard? Like they changed a whole bunch of that stuff. They changed decisive strike. And what's funny is I see survivors complain. Like I also see survivors complain. But it's not as much as killer mains. And I'm a killer main myself, but every time I get onto a killer match, or every time I see a killer match on Twitter, Twitch, it's always mostly killer mains crying about something. And it's legit, it ruins the game for me because then every time I try to go through a match, it's just crap. It's legit crap. Like I'm pretty sure I rear-ended myself too many times so I'm making this speech. But let's get to a base topic. Let's talk about expectations of new content. Okay, so first we had the Knight. Now the Knight, if you don't know, is basically one of the best 3-gen killers. So then people did not like that. Hell, I did not even like it at the beginning because I had no idea what the fuck to do. But then I got kinda used to it. So then we got another 3-gen killer in fucking Skull Merchant. And it's like, come on, you guys aren't even thinking. At least with the Knight, it's kind of cool. But Skull Merchant? Really? Now, I played the Skull Merchant just, you know, to piss off people saying, oh, no one's ever going to play her. But then I started playing her, and she's not bad. I mean, I did get my first 4K on my second match with her, so yeah, that says something. But it feels like they've run out of ideas of type of killers to make, and that's kind of bringing the game down. Now we have the anniversary update, and it could be another fucking Resident Evil update. Even though we had a whole bunch of Resident Evil updates, we have 2 Resident Evil killers. We have Nemesis and Wesker. Maybe we don't need a 3rd Resident Evil killer. I mean, unless you're gonna put Mommy Lady Dimitrescu. I would love a Lady Dimitrescu. Please put that in the game. I will play the absolute crap out of her. Please, please do behavior. Please! But anyway, now let's get on to the community. Now, this is the biggest problem with Dead by Daylight that everyone has talked about. It doesn't matter, like, all the bugs, all the perks. The most broken part of this game is the community itself. I've been a part of multiple video game communities, from the FGC to Apex, Fortnite, Call of Duty, and let me tell you something. Dead by Daylight is the most toxic environment I have ever been in. I don't know where these people came from with this type of thinking, but they seriously need to, you know, go back to where they came from. Every day is Survivor toxicity. You can go on YouTube and find toxic people playing this game. Mad because they lost the match. Mad because they didn't get their way. There are so many times where most of these people played stupid and then got mad and started being little babies just because they lost the match. And let me tell you something. This game is not that serious. Like, it's okay to get a little upset because you lost the match. But some of these people take that frustration from that first match and put it into their next match. And then keep on building up the negativity, making it such a toxic environment. And that's not how we supposed to be doing things. Like, you can go to a Aaron Dukes video or a Spookin' Jukes video, and you can just see, like, Spookin' Jukes and Aaron Dukes, legit, most of the, like, 95% of what they post is toxic behavior from the community, toxic behavior from survivors, toxic behavior from killers. So toxic that they will talk about someone's dead relatives, recently passed dead relatives, just out of spite. Like, who does that? And that's what's wrong with the Dead by Daylight community. The community itself. They think they're supposed to have easy victories every time they get onto this game, and if they don't get an easy victory or they lose, if they even lose fairly, they will still complain because in their mind this is supposed to be easy for them. They're supposed to be facing people with the smooth brained people, not people that actually knows what they're doing. And that's what's about Dead Hard. Remember they try to say about Dead Hard, oh yeah, now remember when it's talking about, oh yeah, the old Dead Hard doesn't even take skill. Now prepared to get hit with this nerf. And then there is people actually using their skills to actually use this new version of Dead Hard. Remember when people say, oh, Dead Hard is now nerfed, you can never play Dead Hard again. And people were still playing Dead Hard, got used to the game. And I be getting sucked by it, especially if I get like antsy or angry because there's something happened, but not angry at the survivor, just angry because, oh my god, can I please just do something, get this challenge done? But most of the time, it don't even get me, because there's also times when I know to wait out the Dead Hard and the survivors get mad at themselves. I had one game, early game as well, early game, no generators done, nothing done yet, probably somebody working on the generator. I hit somebody, they get injured, I raid out the obvious Dead Hard, and then they DC. Gen hasn't even been done yet, and they just decide to quit. And guess what I did the rest of that game? I let everybody escape. See, sometimes you just gotta pay the positivity for it. You can't go backwards, or you can't pay it negatively. You gotta actually be decent human beings. Which is why whenever I play this game, whenever I run into a TTV after the match, no matter if I won the match or lost, I would just go up into their Twitch chat and say, GG, well played. Sometimes, if you want a better community, you just gonna have to be the change that you want to see. Most of these people don't want to do that. They rather like live with the hatred and stuff of this, and then get mad. And it's like, I hate that. Now I think I talked way too long, so I'm gonna just go and let you guys continue watching the rest of this clip. Okay, so this clip I was with a just by myself getting a regular game done, and then do you see that AFK person? Yeah, that TTV. Yeah, I had some fun with her. I ran into her chat during the game, and she was telling me to kill everybody. So yeah, see you guys on another day. Probably more Dead by Daylight content. Probably something. You never know. I'm kind of in the middle of stuff, trying to get stuff done. So see you and goodbye. Continue watching the video.